Hello Portia, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I'm going to show you how I cut your prescription lenses for your Prada. What model number is this? VPR 230, size 54, color JAJ-101, which is kind of a burgundy that fades to a cream or pinkish color, rather beautiful. So what I'm going to do is start by popping your demo lenses out, which I will mail to you, the ones that say Prada on there. I'm going to put your Italian Prada frame into my Italian Santinelli LE1000 edger, and the stylus is going to trace the left lens first, and then it's going to trace the right lens. I will pull up the shape and type it into the computer, and then we'll get started. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. So it has traced the shape. I'm pulling up the shape of the lens now on the computer, and your pupillary distance is 62. These are polycarbonate lenses with anti-glare coating being cut for a xyle, which is an old school name for plastic. I'm going to take your frame back out and set it there. Now your lenses are the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable, bulletproof up to 22 caliber, and have both UVA and UVB protection. That's where I start. Plus, it's an aspheric lens, meaning that it is much flatter field of view, field of curvature, I should say, cosmetically, than a spherical lens. Most people charge extra for this, and this is where I start at. This is the base lens, which is a high upgrade for everyone else. I'm going to mark that right. So what I'm doing is I'm setting the axis wheel to 160 on my Marco 101 lensometer. I spin the power drum to minus 175, and then I rotate your lens till the sphere power comes in clearly. I check your astigmatism correction, the cross curve, your second curve. Then I put dots on here, and I'm going to label it left, since that it is. I'm going to darken those so you can see those later. I've got a little block in which I'm going to put a double-sided adhesive sticker on there. This is what actually keeps it in place while it is cutting. Pull off that side of the sticker and line up your optical center, and then put the block on it. We're good to go. Let's do the same thing for the left. Now the anti-glare coating that you upgraded to, that eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead lights, fluorescent lights. It also has the cosmetic benefit that it is a reflection-free lens, where you don't see, here I'll show you that a little better, you don't see the reflection from the fluorescent lights overhead, and when someone's looking at you, they won't see their reflection in your glasses, or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you won't see the flash lit up. But here's a normal lens without anti-glare on my left. Here's the one with, and you can see how the fluorescent lights above me reflect off the ones on the left, but not the right. The third feature that I like, the practical side, is it comes with a 2-year scratch coating to prevent it should you get any scratches on there. So I'm going to hit start, and the first thing that it's going to do is come down and trace. And you know what, if I knew I had company coming over, I would have cleaned this a little better. Been busy all day. Let's see if I can get some of the sawdust off of that. But the LMU is tracing the shape of your frame onto the lens to make sure it's large enough to cut out. It's tracing the concave side of the lens, which is closest to the eyelashes, and now it's going to trace the convex side of your lens. The cutting wheel is this wheel that's on the left. It's lighter color than the one on the right. This one with the channel is actually going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the frame. This first wheel on the left is going to grind away most of the polycarbonate until we have your final shape. This will get loud as I'm cutting, so I'll have to close the door, but I just want you to see the lens strike the cutting wheel. So I'll come back to that in a moment, but I just want to show you the accoutrements that you will be getting. It is the Prada case, the box that it comes with, and you have your Prada case lined with a soft felt, as well as the Prada cleaning cloth. Hopefully you can see that. And in order to clean your glasses, use your cloth to clean your lenses, but periodically you will need to clean the cloth. About once a month, or whenever you see it getting dirty, just wash it in the kitchen sink with dish soap, like Dove or Palmolive. Rinse it out, let it air dry on a dish towel or paper towel. It dries in a couple hours, but the older it gets, The softer it gets, the better it cleans. Unlike me, the older I get, the less I want to clean. But it's good for anything optical grade, from camera lenses, computer screens, TV screens, microscope, telescopes, binoculars, any of that stuff you have around the house, as well as cell phones, tablets, CDs, and DVDs. And on rare occasions, I've heard that people actually use them on their glasses. They use them for everything but that. So we are getting closer to your shape. The anti-glare coating that on there, it's also a hydrophobic coating, meaning that it hates water. So there's no need to use any liquid cleaner now to clean your lenses. Just use this, but again, periodically remember to clean the cloth, or else you're just trying to clean with a dirty rag. But because it is a slippery surface, almost like when you wax your car and it rains, the rain will bead right off. I put a little blue sticker on the back, which helps it stick better in the chuck so it doesn't slip while it's cutting, because it is a slightly more slippery lens than a non-coated lens. Now your lens is done. If you notice, it is completely flat all the way around. It will not stay in the frame, so now it's actually putting the bevel on there so it will stay. Now there's a very good chance I will have to cut more off, that it will not fit, but I'm doing the old school method where you can always cut more off. You can never add back to a lens. And look at this, here's a little bit of Schwartz optical sawdust. Oops, it just fell back inside. I will be using my thumbnail to scrape away any remaining residue once it comes out. Now, it is now cleaning itself a little optical bath. Let me see if I can clean this door off so you can watch it still doing from the inside without getting the electronics wet. Now this whole process takes about 15 minutes. In Portia, I hope you have fun. It's about 7:49 on Monday, February 17th, and 42 degrees in my hometown, according to my Samsung Gear watch. Now Portia, I do appreciate it. You could have bought your frames from anyone, but you bought them from the guy who's going to give you free prescription lenses, and for that I thank you. You did upgrade to the anti-glare coating, which adds $29, but that is all you're paying for your lenses. Again, they are the aspheric unbreakable bulletproof polycarbonate with both UVA and UVB protection. Now you still have, we're almost done, but you still have a little bit of rough edges, so I'm going to use my handstone that works on friction. I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape any of this residue off. And then as a professional, those who know me, they see me drop it on the counter and then wipe it onto the floor. Why do I do that? Because I can. I know I shouldn't. It aggravates my wife, but hey, last Friday was Valentine's Day. I don't have to be nice to her for another year. Ladies, you know I'm joking. Okay, I went to go put it in the frame, and I know there's a little resistance. I tuck it in at the outside corner and use my thumbs to press down. There's still a little bit of give, so I'm going to take about 1/10 of a millimeter off your lens. Hit retouch, and instead of going onto the grinding wheel, it's actually just going to go back to the bevel stone and grind a little bit of that away. Now I can explain your prescription while this is doing it. I've got it flipped over so no one can see your phone number or email or your address, but your prescription in your right eye is -1, -1 1/4 at 45. In your left, it's -175, -1 at 160. And of course your pupillary distance is 62. So everything is in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. So you actually need 4 steps of minification. That is the opposite of magnification. Without your glasses on, things look much larger in real life than they appear. So when I flex my muscles, it looks good with your glasses on. When you put them on, they look, my guns look smaller. Come on, what's up with that? So if this were a ladder, you're on the 4th rung of the ladder. You need 4 steps of correction to correct for your myopia. You need 5 steps of correction to make your astigmatism correction appear clear. This first box gets everything the correct size. The second box takes away the fuzzy edges. So we get everything the right size and make everything clear. This last is the 45. This just tells us where to fine-tune your astigmatism and make everything clear. Now in your left eye, you're on the 7th rung of the ladder. You have -175, -1 at 160. So a combined power of -275. When you add those together, Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to take it off, put on the handstone, remove any rough edges. Use my occupational thumbnail. I call it that because I've worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail from scraping lenses for so long. Dry this off with my brand new, you know, this thing was brand new this morning. That's why I can't have nice paper towels. You know, look what happens to them. Okay, so in order to make sure it fits, I start at the outside corner. I tuck it in there first, and with my thumbs I push down at the nose. Snaps in perfectly. So now I'm going to cut the left lens. Flip that over and hit start. Now this is the process that you've seen before. It's going to come down and trace the shape of the lens to make sure it is large enough. This is just a routine that it does every single time. There's no way to avoid that or speed that up, but since you've seen it before, what I'm going to do is close this, and I'm going to go ahead and inspect your left lens, your right lens, your right lens. Let's inspect the right lens. I first have to take the block off, de-block it, so I do that, pull the sticker off. I'm going to dry any moisture off of there, and I'm actually going to darken your optical center so that you can see that a little bit later. But I spin the axis wheel back to 45, spin the power drum to -1, but I usually do that at the end. I look inside there, get everything lined up. That is at -1. Now I'm going to check your astigmatism correction. You have an additional 1 1/4 diopters of power for your astigmatism, so that should read 225 when I'm done. I spin to correct for the astigmatism, and I'm getting just past 2 and before 250, which gives me 2 1/4. That red dot is your optical center. It's going to sit right in front of your eyes. And when all is said and done, this better measure 62, which it will. It always does. You have to trust your equipment. This is a beautiful Prada. It sells for about $230. Again, you buy the frame, you get free prescription lenses. You can upgrade to anti-glare. You can upgrade to transition that turns dark when you go outside. That adds a little bit more for single vision, and it's less for progressives and bifocals. It does cost more for transition and anti-glare, but single vision, it's still relatively cheap. So I'm just waiting for your left lens to finish, and then I will get that inserted. So it's just now starting to take shape. This is the outside corner. That is your nose. And of course, free shipping in the continental United States with anything you buy from me. And Portia from the Merchant of Venice. I love that name. Don't worry, I'm not Shylock, and hopefully I won't lose a pound of flesh while cutting these glasses. At least let me stand further back to make sure that doesn't happen. Beautiful, beautiful Prada frame. But in the future, years from now, if your prescription changes, you can order just prescription lenses from me. Is that a weird effect when you look at the print behind the glasses? Can you see that? In fact, just for fun, Portia, cover your left eye and look there. Hopefully everything is clear to you when I look through when you look through the right lens in the camera. I don't know if you're getting some weird prismatic effect when I do that. When I hold that up over the lenses, that should change the size of things. And also, here's a good little test for a minus lens. When I move it, and you see the letters in the background, this has what's known as against motion. That letter F, when I do it, when I raise the frame up, the letter looks like it's going down. A plus lens goes in the same direction. Let me see, let me grab a plus lens. I stock my own lenses here. When I hold that over, I'm sorry, that was with motion. This is against motion. As I raise the lens, you see that figure going down. When I go down with the lens, you see that letter going up. So, and that's going to throw everybody off. Okay, I'll stop playing around. Let me put this lens back. That was a +6. So that is 24 steps of correction. All right, the left lens is done. Let me pop this out. Scrape that off, drop it on the counter, and then wipe it on the floor. Sorry guys, that's my trademark move. I don't know anything else to do with it. Okay, grab your frame, and now I tuck the outside corner in first, and with my thumbs I press down at the nose and it snaps right in. I'm going to de-block it. Dry that off a little bit. I'm going to put a bigger dot on there so we can measure in a moment. But first I want to double check the prescription and make sure it's accurate. I spin the axis wheel to 160. Put your glasses in at the optical center. Spin the power drum. I'm getting minus 175. Do it one more time. I'm getting 275 because of your 1 diopter of astigmatism correction. Now, I'm going to hold up my pupillary stick, my PD stick. I'm going to put the left one on your right eye, and the left should read a 62. That is perfect there. So that is your pupillary distance. I'm going to clean the dots off that I have on there. And I'm going to do one more thing before I box this up to get it mailed to you. And did I mention free shipping? Forgive me if I repeat myself. But I'm going to put it on the counter and make sure it's in standard alignment where both temples are touching at the same time. Same thing here. That is good to go. And of course, when you receive these, if you feel these are loose, too tight, or if they're crooked, 99% of every optical shop does free adjustments. So just stop by one, mention to them it's loose or tight, and like I said, more than happy they'll do it without charging you. So I'm going to put this in the case, get everything shipped to you in Portia. Thank you once again for choosing me for your glasses. And I hope you've been a chance to see this one of the many ways I bring that loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.